Hello, it is time for the second part of this Shining Force Let's Play. Off screen, I ground my characters up to level 5 for the main character and level 4 for everyone else, so we should be able to handle the next couple of fights without having to do too much crazy backtracking. Now, I neglected to get a character who you could have gotten before you even started the fighting. And because I didn't remember to do him on screen, I couldn't grind him up because I want to show off this recruitment. Gong is a monk who's just kind of chilling by this cabin, and Gong is cool because Gong's cool for the early game because he is both a healer and he has a strong unarmed melee attack. Unfortunately, his stats do not keep up with don't keep up with the rest of the party, especially after promotion, where the lack of a weapon really hinders his usability and attack power. I know the mod made a lot of changes to make the side characters who weren't very good a little more viable, but I still don't. He still doesn't get enough magic points. Like he's a combination of a fighter and a healer who just doesn't really realize that potential. This little thing with this that I talked to is Yogurt. He is a dog with a crazy helmet. And I believe the backstory here is that the devs use that model for all of the testing and stand-in avatars before they actually had the art design, and then they decided to just leave him as a silly bonus character. You always need a priest to do your saving, healing, reviving. Sometimes they'll put priests in convenient locations like this random cabin, and that's why that guy is there, even though it's not a real town. So we're going to do the fight proper this time. I'm just going to show off my stats briefly. As you can see, Ken is kind of a HP tank. He is a better magic tank than anything else. His defense doesn't get that high, but his his HP is good, and since magic does HP damage, he's very useful in that regard. Lao got some more magic points. Dao. Do you say like Dao? I don't know.
Don't look at me, I don't fucking know.
Well, it's spelled like it's T-A-O. Like I don't know. Like that's a real thing. Anyway, she got some more magic points. Luke got a little more physically powerful. Hands didn't get too many stats, and then we've got newcomer Gong here. Starts out with a decent attack, decent amount of magic points. We're gonna have to baby him during this fight because, as I said, I missed the opportunity to grind him up. But don't worry, I'll do that off screen before the next battle, and I definitely don't need him to win. It should be pretty easy on its own. These parts are going to be pretty short, at least to start with, because the battles just don't take that long in the early part of the game. I know some of the later battles are going to take much longer, be a lot more complicated, but to start off with here, it's probably be like a 10-minute video. But that's okay. One thing that I forgot to mention in part 1 is that enemies do have a dodge chance. That's not going to be too present in the early parts of the game, where the dodge chance for both your party and the enemies are low. But once you start getting to certain enemy types, definitely around, I think, Chapter 3 of the game, you start getting some types of enemies like archers and flying enemies whose dodge chances are naturally up to 25%, which is a considerable amount and can be a little annoying. On the plus side, your party members who can fly will also have a higher dodge chance. As you can see, level 2 of a spell becomes area of effect, at least for a damaging spell. Obviously costs more magic points, so I have to decide if I want to use it or not. I'm going to just use the level 1 spell on the goblin instead. But I do have the option, and no other kind of attack in the game has area of effect except for magic, so that's the magic is just very, very useful for a host of different reasons. I'm leaving enemies weakened so that Gong can possibly finish them off, so I'm kind of both training and trying to win the fight. I don't want to get to an extreme though, so I'm going to have Hands finish this one off. Because of the challenge mod, they are going to do a decent amount of damage to me, and I can't really take it too complacently. I don't know if I showed nerd stats off in the drop-down window, but I'll get a chance to do that a little later on. The AI is, of course, smart enough to go for the healers, the mages, and the hero first. That was something that was actually smart enough in the original game. Yeah, so Nerd's got quite a bit more speed from the last time we checked his stat window. Defense has improved a little bit, but not enough that he's not still vulnerable. Alright, so Gong can only do 4 damage right now. That's not very useful. We'll just let him finish that goblin off, and we're not going to worry about the rest. Because we don't want to be here all day. And we'll get some good training on him before the next battle. I'm really annoyed that I didn't remember to get him on screen, because that would have saved me a lot of time. But it's okay. Hands is normally not this powerful by this point. He starts to lag behind the party very, very quickly in terms of attack power, so obviously the modder tweaked that a little bit. I don't think I've said the modder's name anywhere in this, which is bad on my part. I did link to the place where you get the mod, and obviously that would give him full credit for his post on the forums, the Shining Force Central forums, but his name is Doomblade. I know nothing about him besides the fact that he made that mod, and I happened to be on that forum like 6 years ago and noticed that he made the mod, and eventually managed to load it up and play it. As we can see, I've already left Tau pretty exposed. The Rune Knight's AI is much more aggressive than it is in the non-challenge mod version. It'll actually come out and attack you instead of being like the final boss who just stands there. And if I don't get a turn of healing off, she is going to die, which is no good. So you definitely have to be careful. I didn't find any of these dark dwarves in the first part where I was just grinding on the goblins, but obviously they're just a little stronger than the goblins. And they're very big for dwarves. So the art on this is pretty silly. There is only the one theme for attacking or getting attacked, only the one musical theme, so hope you like it. The remake adds a whole second one for when you get promoted, but it still is pretty samey itself. This is a battle where if we finish off the boss, we're going to be good to go. I'm not going to do that just because I want a little bit more experience, but if we start getting in a situation where the main character, our hero, is about to die and we don't want to lose the fight, we can keep that in mind as well. That condition will apply to them as well as us. I don't think this will kill the Rune Knight, but if it does, oh well. Not a bad thing. Oops, it killed the Rune Knight. That's fine. We just missed out on a little bit of experience and gold from those dwarves. Oh no! Our hometown is already under attack. Pretty early in the fantasy genre. The standard, our hometown is about to totally get attacked, plot line is already happening. And this is the second battle of the game, but what we're going to do is egress out because we've got some grinding to do. We've got to get Gong up to the level of the rest of the party. So we're just going to save here. This was really, really short. If I'd planned better, I could have done 2 battles in a row because I would have had Gong already. But as it is, now it's time to cut it, get him up to the rest of the same level as the rest of the party, and I'll see you guys next time.